Hey guys, this is LiveLongGear again, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about another magnesium fire starter. This, I've already taken it out of the package, is the Coleman's Magnesium Fire Starter. So I've already done a Coghlan's I believe actually, which is this one here. I've already done this review, so if you want to see a comparison between the two, keep watching. Check out some of my other videos and I'll get that one up for you. I'm kind of curious to see how they stack up. Like I said in the other video, I have heard that there are actual companies out there whose magnesium fire starters don't work. I've heard the magnesium won't light, and I've seen them, and I've seen the guy take a lighter and actually try and light it to no effect. So here we are. We're going to test this one out. Now, you know, I looked online to see if I could find any inexpensive ones, and I want to say Coghlan's and Coleman's are approximately the same price. This one says China in great big letters, and Coghlan's says made in the USA. So if you're particular one way or the other about that, I'm not saying you should be, but you should be, at least a little bit. You know, Coleman is made in China, Coghlan's is made in the USA, as it says. So on their website, I pulled it up. It says, basically, it doesn't say anything special about this fire starter. It's very generic. You know, it's a waterproof fire starter, obviously, until the magnesium is separated from the block. So that makes sense. Now, it comes with directions on the back. And the directions are, create a small pile of magnesium shavings by scraping with a knife at a 90-degree angle. So there you have it. There's your directions. Pause the video if you want to see them. I'm going to go through it kind of fast, so the video does not take a very long time. Then it says, gather tinder in a pile next to the shavings. Tinder may include leaves, twigs, paper, etc. Scrape the length of the striker. So this is obviously your striker, the ferrocium rod. It says, scrape the length of the striker using the back of the knife blade. I took it off of the chain, but that's what they're calling this. This is your knife blade. It actually looks like an old saw blade, to be honest with you. Whole lot of teeth per inch. It's kind of what it looks like a little sawzall blade. A little more thin, but pretty much the same thing. So if you don't have one, and you have some old saw blades, that actually might not be a bad idea. Just put a little hole through a piece of metal, and there you go. Now you have a scraper for a magnesium fire starter that you otherwise did not have. Now the Coghlan's fire starter I have did not come with that. Now this review is specific to the Coleman's. I'm going to do a versus. I'm going to compare the two and a couple of other brands of magnesium fire starters in some of my other videos, so go check those out. Tell me what you want to see too in the comment section. Tell me what you want me to see. Let's try that again. You tell me what you want to see. How about that? Anyways, says magnesium in solid form is safe and not combustible. I've always wondered if these things, if you just throw it in the fire, if you could light it. But well, anyways, I'll have to try that sometime. It says do not make shavings before they are needed, so don't prep them because then they're flammable. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. We don't need that anymore. Now I'm gonna test this using a little gun cleaning cloth. I don't know if anybody's heard my story, but I accidentally ordered 2,000 of these tiny little gun cleaning cloths. I meant to order the 2.5 or 3 inch by 3 inch pads, and instead I now am the proud owner. They're 3 by 3 inch pads or 4 by 4 inch pads that I meant to order. Instead, now I'm the proud owner of 2,000 2x2s, and yeah, they work for the barrel, but they're a little small for too much else. So there you have it. Burn some. Now I'm going to flip my board over. It's nice and shiny on this side. The other side is just not nice and shiny, so I'd rather burn that side. Lo and behold, there's already a burn mark. How about that? It's almost like I've used this board before. Alright, we get our dollar out there. Now, size-wise, you know, it's pretty standard for what I see most of these things, most of these strikers being, or most of these magnesium rods being. So there you have that. And this piece that sits on this actually ties into the keychain portion. It's almost the exact same length of the starter itself. It's a little shorter, you can see here. So now I'm not sure. It didn't say use the teeth on this side. It didn't say to use that or not. If you look real closely, see how one side has teeth, one does not. It didn't specify one way or the other. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that the teeth is for scraping, and the smooth side is for going along the striker. Now, oh, one more thing before I get too carried away. Now, one thing I do like about this, and I'll show you why this is important. If you look closely there, you can see that there's actual glue holding the striker rod in. Now, this is really, really important. Because these rods are so narrow, these striker rods are so skinny and narrow, if you were to drop one, now I'm going to bring the Coghlan's one back, for example. It's embedded a little deeper, but if you look, there's no glue, and I have actually, I don't remember what brand it was. I was a kid when it happened, but I've actually dropped one of these on the pavement before, and the striker rod came out. And they're very difficult to light after that because the rod is so narrow that it breaks very easily. So, I will say that this one, the Coleman's brand Magnesium Fire Starter, actually came with a glued-on striker rod, which is a plus in my mind. And because the striker sits up, it's covered a little less than half of the striker rod is covered. I see you'll having much more. You should have a longer strike life because more of it's exposed. So not only is it held in there fairly securely, it's more exposed, which should give it a longer life, more sparks. Alrighty. You know what? I also would like to point out that it's actually glued all the way on the sides here. Let's see. See that shiny? See how the light's catching that there? It's actually glued all the way down. So, hopefully that's not a hindrance. Maybe they've overdone it. I don't know. So here we go. We're going to scrape. Now if the camera gets shaky, I apologize. So scraping with the teeth. It's not very smooth, obviously. It does seem to produce, the teeth seem to produce a little bit more of a scrape than a straight edge normally would. Now, I don't have very big hands, but this little piece of metal is obviously not the most desirable. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test the back side of this, because maybe that's what they meant. No, I can already tell you, you're going to cut yourself if you push on the saw blade. So, every good outdoor expeditionist has some kind of knife. So here's my beater knife, which I actually scrape all the other ones with, so I think it'll be a good comparison to see here. The magnesium, without comparing it yet side by side, I would say the magnesium is a little softer. It feels smoother. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if it makes a difference. So I'm not gonna scrape a huge pile, but I'm gonna get enough that we get an idea here. So now remember, guys, when you're using these things outside, I'm in an enclosed area. Any amount of wind and these little teeny tiny chunks will fly all over the place. So it's really important you have something to catch them with. There's a lot of different things you can use. You can use cotton balls, obviously. Use cloth. Cloth is pretty porous. You can even use like a porous rock if you have like a lava rock, something like that. Or I haven't tried this yet, and I just thought of it. You could probably even sounds gross, but almost like spit a little bit in your hand or on some material. And then that will allow the magnesium to sit there. Now, we're talking very little liquid. These things, it burns so hot that you would probably make it evaporate very quickly. But we're talking like very little liquid. I don't know, just an idea. I'll put more thought into it. Now it says to, when you're scraping the magnesium side, to scrape it at a 90 degree. I always angle it down to kind of direct the magnesium. You know what I mean? I angle it like this. 90 degrees is like that, right? Perpendicular. I actually go, I don't know, like 20 degrees, 15 degrees when I'm scraping. And that's the same thing when I'm directing the sparks. It says strike it, so that's a strike, right? I don't know. I've seen videos. I think that's stupid. I don't think that works at all. So here we go. Let's make some fire. Caught on fairly quickly. So there you have it. Trying to catch some of the... Oh, if you guys want to check something out, I'm sure you can see it in the video, but see all that? That looks like nuclear fallout if you do that indoors. It's kind of cool. Kids love it. I think it's a pain in the ass. But, hey, that's only when you're inside. When you're outside, it's just fun. Anyhow, it does cause a lot of that fallout. I think you saw me blow it there. So now it's all over my garage. That's always fun. It's a big mess. But there you have it, guys. So this does light. It did successfully light for me. It's fairly easy to scrape. Smoother, like I said, the glue reinforcement's good. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I know you can pick these up I'm going to say they're right at the same price as the Coglins. So anyways, good product. The difference is this comes with a scraper. The Coglins did not. And yeah, I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to give you a lot more details, tell you about the companies that make both of these brands, and just give you as much good information as I can come up with. Anyways, thanks guys. You know, stay safe. When you're being safe, you know, you should probably like my channel. You should probably subscribe, and you should probably comment. You know, just one of those things. Just go ahead and do that. Comments. The like button will be on one or the other side, and the subscribe button should be up top. Anyways, take care, guys. Be safe.